dias, Mazatlan, and buenos dias, amigos. This is Teddy here, coming to you with a new video showing you a little bit of El Centro. As you will note, we left off our previous video walking through Plazuela into Centro, and we ended up at Plazuela Machado, which is one of the lovely plazas in El Centro. And I'm standing today in Revolucion Plaza, or Plazuela de Revolucion. It's right in the heart of El Centro, and I'm going to pan around a little bit. Through the tree you will see the cathedral. I'll get a better picture of that in just a second. But this is from the gazebo right here in the heart of Revolution Plaza. And I thought this would be an appropriate place to start today, as I'm going to take a walk through part of Centro and head down towards Olas Altas, or Big Waves beach and neighborhood. But for right now, let's take a little walk through El Centro. I'll see if we can get a better shot of the cathedral. And here's Plaza Revolucion. November 20th, 1949. And there is the beautiful cathedral downtown El Centro in Mazatlan. So here is, as we walk through the area, we'll show you some of the central core. A lot of people, like living in El Centro because it is very walkable, very convenient. My only issue with it is probably the congestion and the noise. But it still has a lot to offer, and I excuse the noise from the blower. They're cleaning up after the weekend, obviously. But my issue, like I said, is the crowds and the noise that happens in the central business area. It is convenient, and I still like to come down here, on a regular basis, go to the market. And in a future video, we'll cover different parts of El Centro, so that you can get an idea of what is available in the downtown and the surrounding areas too. There are areas that are close to downtown that are not right in El Centro that can be very nice as well. I had some comments on some of the earlier videos and questions about why I chose to live where I'm living in Sabalo, and I would just say this: Mazatlan has a lot of different areas to explore. Some areas are wonderful for certain things. Some, like any place else in a big city, there are areas where you don't want to be. But what I suggest to people is, look, every area is not made for everybody. So explore different parts of town if you're thinking about, spending a lot of time here. Explore different areas. If you're coming here and doing the Airbnb thing or something for a while, try a different location. Stay a couple weeks here, stay a couple weeks in a different area, and see what areas you really like. We are walking right now from Revolution Plaza through El Centro. I'm now back on Carnival Street, and I'm going to head back over to Plazuela Machado, and then we'll start heading towards the beach. Just on the corner here is an Intercam bank. That's a bank that I use here in Mexico. It is a bank that has a reputation, if you will, for being able to take care of expats, foreigners, whatever. You can get a bank account here even if you don't have a residence visa. You can get it with a tourist visa. You just have to have, you know, some information, you know, identity, passport. You've got to have an address, things like that. So as long as you have the basic documentation, they can set you up with a bank account. And I find, especially if you're going to be here for months at a time, that having a bank account locally is a good deal. That way you don't have to rely on you know, wiring money into Western Union or whatever. You can have money directly put into your bank account here, and you know, you'll get an ATM card or a, you know, debit card, Visa type thing, and you can always go and access your money. But anyway, Intercam is a bank that will do that for you. Okay, here we are where we left off our previous video, walking right through Plazuela Machado. Plazuela Machado. Obviously, it was a busy weekend. They're coming in, they'll be picking up all the trash, cleaning the place up. It's Monday morning, just after 7 o'clock. And things will get going here in the next couple hours. You're seeing some of the restaurants starting to get ready for breakfast and comida. Again, one of the manigotes from the Carnival. That's what those statues are, manigotes. And what we'll do is take a walk over here to the right as we look back on the plaza, Plazuela Machado. But these are areas that you know, you might want to take a look and you know, see what you can find. If being in the heart of the city is important to you, would be a good place to look. As I said in the previous video about Playa Sur, I like that area because it is easy walking distance into Centro, but it's out of the hustle and bustle. So it's a little quieter. It's, you know, there's a big boulevard separating it, you know, from downtown. So you don't get as much of the noise and congestion. So that's that is why I like Playa Sur. Now, you know, certainly once you get out of the main core of El Centro, you know, things do quiet down a little bit, but still, this area gets very, very busy and very congested. There's a Panama They're open up for breakfast. Again, I think I talked about the Panama chain in one of the previous videos. I compare it kind of to Marie Callender. You know, back in the States, they have really great baked goods, and the food is good, but it's, you know, it is a you know, it's a chain. So you know, the menu here is going to be like the menu in someplace else at a different location, but it's pretty good. Angels Lane. Journalist politician Jose Cayetano Valadez was assassinated on the corner of this 1 block long lane and Belisario Dominguez Street on January 27, 1879. He was the editor of a newspaper called La Tarantula. He was fiercely opposed to the Cañeros administration. His death provoked a riot and forced the general to disguise himself and slip out of town to avoid being hung. That's the power of the pen, my friends. Never forget that the power of the pen needs to be preserved. The state cannot control the media. Now, obviously, within some limits, you know, there needs to be some control. But in general, the free press is absolutely necessary to the continuation of any democracy. So, anyway, I won't go any more into that. But anyway, these are areas in El Centro. You will notice as you walk through El Centro also, there are certain streets that are under renovation. Certain streets have been renovated, and then there are obviously streets that, you know, are in various states of disrepair. They have been trying to go through all of these areas and renovate them and bring in new building, update things. But as with anything, particularly here in Mexico, it doesn't move very fast, but it does get done eventually. So I'm convinced that we are going to see more and more of these buildings renovated and occupied and you know, looking very, very nice as we go forward. So I think that happens in every big city, though. You know, you have buildings, you know, in central areas of cities that have been there for many, many decades, and you know, they fall into various states of disrepair and need to be renovated. You know, the character of areas changes over time. You know, sometimes you have a commercial core that gets vacated because the business moves to the suburbs, and then you have new things happening in what used to be the downtown core. You get eventually people put in artsy areas or what have you. They renovate. So, you know, yes, some of these places look run down, and they are. But eventually, these will get renovated, and you know, who knows? Here's La Calecita, Sinaduria, Centro Historico Restaurant. Now I'm making a point of walking down some streets that have not been totally renovated. There are several streets, and we'll try to get to those too, that have been just tremendously renovated and beautified. And you know, we will try to get a shot of that too, to give you an idea of what might happen, you know, what could be on the table. But as we walk through this area, you notice it's pretty quiet because it's not right in the central core. So, you know, this might be a side of El Centro that could work for somebody. You're still only, you know, a 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk from the central core. Here's a building for sale. If anyone wants to come down, buy a building here, renovate it, put in some apartments, who knows? This could be someone's home coming up. Okay, so we're gonna go, I think, to the right when we get to this intersection. I'm trying to head down towards Olas Altas.